Day 3 started with about a 1-hour drive straight into the rising sun, but it was a welcome break from all of the rain the previous 2 days. I actually finally got to enjoy seeing something pretty, and the place itself where I was dropping off the sink was very cool. No, I have the starter with me because I'm afraid I'll need it. The recipient of the sink noticed that the van was having issues starting as I had to move it to where she wanted the sink. And I quickly noticed that I needed to unload the sink by myself. After that, it was a 5-hour drive to New York City, and somehow the sun was in my eyes for the entirety of the drive.
This is pretty much a miracle. Someone pulled out right as I got here because there's nowhere else to park.
Once I realized that I had a parking space and the long drive to get to this location was over, I actually really enjoyed taking a moment to look down the street and get a little video shot of the street. Every place has its own feel, its own history, and a sense of place that is different, if only slightly different, from any other place in the world. And getting to experience that is one of the parts of the job that I do like. The other part is when I finally get to drop something off and get paid for it. This day had 2 drop-offs in it. The first for $375 for the sink, and this one coming up on $400 for 2 different signs. The recipient of the signs mentioned that he'd been to Michigan, and when I asked him what brought him, he said that he was a rapper and did performances in Detroit, Ann Arbor, etc. By the time I got back out, a police officer was heading down the row of cars, putting a ticket on every single windshield, and mine was next. So I hopped in and didn't even turn the camera off, which resulted in this very interesting 1 hour of footage sped up here 89 times through New York City. It was a 12-mile drive to my next pickup location. This was also in Brooklyn, same as the drop-off, and I was picking up from somebody who I've transported for a couple of times in the past. It took me, however, about just over an hour to get there. Google Maps didn't really help my case with a couple of incorrect directions, resulting in some long loops around the block. But I finally got there, and the view from their new upper story warehouse unit was impressive, to say the least. After I got the chairs out into the hallway, the seller took a couple of pictures, and then I took the elevator down to get them loaded up into the van. Next known stop, Virginia, to pick up some fryers, and then Chicago to drop them off, and Colorado for the chairs.